The rain was heavy that night, tapping against the windows like it was trying to warn me. I sat on the edge of the bed, watching Clara sleep. Her breathing was slow, calm to calm. I should have felt peace. Instead, I felt this sharp ache inside my chest. Then I heard it. A whisper. Soft, broken. Darren, I froze. My heart stopped. Clara, I whispered, leaning closer. What did you just say? She didn't answer. Her lips moved again. Darren, please. I stood there numb. The sound of rain filled the silence between us. My hands shook. I wanted to wake her, scream, demand an answer, but I couldn't. I just stared like a coward till she turned over and fell quiet again. The name echoed in my head until sunrise. When she woke up, I forced a smile. Morning, she yawned. You didn't sleep? No, couldn't. She looked at me for half a second, then turned away. You should stop overworking. It's making you paranoid. Paranoid, I repeated. Yeah, maybe. I followed her downstairs. The smell of coffee filled the kitchen. I wanted to ask about that name, but she was humming, pretending to be normal. Who's Darren? I asked finally. Her hand paused midair. What? You said a name in your sleep, she laughed, but it sounded fake. You're imagining things again. Claire, Ethan, please. Don't start another argument before breakfast. Her voice was calm, too calm. I clenched my jaw. So there's nothing you want to tell me? Nothing, she said. Stop acting like some jealous teenager. I stared at her, trying to find something in hint of guilt in her eyes, but they were blank. Cold. I'm heading to the office, she added. We'll talk later, okay? The door shut behind her. The silence that followed felt heavier than the rain outside. By evening, I couldn't take it anymore. I called her, no answer. I texted, no reply. Every minute built another wall of suspicion inside me. When she finally came home, it was past 10. Where were you? I asked. Work dinner? Work dinner? I repeated. With Darren. She blinked slowly. You're unbelievable. Then tell me I'm wrong. Don't have to explain every part of my day. Maybe not, I said, voice shaking. But I'm your husband. You could at least be honest. She sighed. Ethan, you're exhausting. I can't keep doing this. Those words hit harder than I expected. Doing what? This, she said. Your constant doubt. Your control. You're my what? Caring too much? Twisting everything. She shouted. You hear one thing and build a story around it. I heard his name, Clara. Her face went pale. Just for a second. Then she whispered, You need help. Something in me broke. I took a step toward her. Do I? She backed away. Stop. Tell me the truth. Ethan. I reached for her. Armand slipped. My foot hit the edge of the step. The world spun. I remember her scream, the crash, the pain exploding at the back of my head, then nothing. Darkness. When I woke, everything was white. The ceiling, the walls, the faint smell of disinfectant. My throat was dry. My head throbbed. Mr. Cross? A calm voice said. I turned slowly. A man in a white coat stood beside me. You're in St. Augustine Hospital. You took quite a fall. My wife, I croaked. Where is she? He hesitated. She stepped out earlier. She didn't stay. He looked uncomfortable. She said she had to handle some things. My chest tightened. He checked my vitals, talking gently. But I wasn't listening. I was too busy trying to remember the last thing she said before I fell. Mr. Cross, he said again. I'm Dr. Hanley. You're lucky to be alive, I whispered. Lucky. He smiled faintly. You should rest. You've been through a lot. When he left, I closed my eyes. The world was silent again until it wasn't. He seems alert now, a voice said inside my head. Maybe the wife will visit tomorrow. I opened my eyes wide. The doctor wasn't in the room. Yet I heard him, and then another voice, Clarice, code faintly from the hallway. He looks weaker than before. Maybe this is my chance. My breath stopped. I wasn't dreaming. I could hear her thoughts. Asterisk. When I opened my eyes again, the morning light stung. Machines beeped softly beside me. My head throbbed like a drum. Dr. Hanley entered, flipping through a chart. "Good to see you awake again, Mr. Cross?" "Yeah," I muttered. "It feels like I got hit by a truck." He smiled. "You took quite a fall, but you're stable now." I nodded, trying to ignore the strange hum inside my head. Then I heard his voice again, clear as speech but coming from nowhere. This man's wife didn't even stay for the surgery. I blinked. "What did you just say?" He looked up, confused. I didn't say anything. My throat tightened. "You never mind?" He adjusted my foreline. "You'll need rest. Maybe talk to a counselor when you're stronger." When he left, I could still hear his thoughts fading down the hallway. Poor guy. Doesn't even know the half of it. I closed my eyes. Maybe I was losing it. Maybe the fall broke something in my head. The door opened again. Clara stepped in. Her heels clicked softly on the tile. "Ethan," she said gently. "How are you feeling?" I forced a smile, like I fell down the stairs. She sat beside the bed, her perfume sharp in the sterile air. "You scared me. You look weaker than before. Maybe this is my chance." The words hit me like a blade. I froze, trying not to react. "My chance?" I whispered before I could stop myself. Her eyes widened. "What?" I forced a shaky laugh. "Nothing. Just the meds talking." She frowned. "You should rest." I stared at her hand resting on mine. It felt cold, hollow. "Yeah," I said softly. "Rest sounds good." She stood. "I'll come by later. There's a lot to handle at work." "Of course," I said. "You're always busy." "Good. The sooner he recovers, the sooner I can leave." I looked away so she wouldn't see my tears. "Drive safe," I said, voice trembling. She nodded and walked out. The silence left behind was louder than any scream. A nurse entered, a young woman with tired eyes and a messy bun. "Mr. Cross? I'm Sophie. I'll be taking care of you today." "Thanks," I said quietly. "You work with Dr. Hanley?" She smiled. "He's my dad." "Oh," I muttered. "Small world." She adjusted my bed and handed me water. "You should drink this." "You were dehydrated when you came in, thanks." She hesitated before leaving. "You look upset. Do you want me to call someone?" "No," I said quickly. "I just need to think." Poor man. His wife didn't even touch him once while he was unconscious. I almost dropped the cup. I looked up at her. "Did you say something?" "No," she said, puzzled. I forced a laugh. "Sorry, I must be hearing things." She gave me a sympathetic smile. "You've been through trauma. It's normal to feel off." When she left, I whispered to myself, "No, it's not normal." The voices weren't random. They were people's thoughts. Real, raw, unfiltered. I wasn't imagining them. Later that evening, Liam showed up, carrying a bag of takeout. "You look like hell, big brother." "Thanks for the encouragement," I said weakly. He grinned. "Mom wanted to come, but she's down with the flu. I appreciate you coming." He unpacked the food. "You sure you're okay? The doctor said you hit your head hard." "I'm fine," I said. Then I heard it again. "He looks worse than I expected." Clara should have been here. I stared at him. "What did you just think?" "What?" He blinked. "You mean, what did I say?" "No," I said quietly. "Never mind," he frowned. "You're scaring me, Ethan." "I'm scaring myself," I murmured. We ate in silence for a moment. The voices in my head faded, then returned his voice again, whispering guilt. "He doesn't deserve what she's doing to him." "Liam," I said softly, "you know something." He froze. "About what?" "Clara." He looked away. "I don't want to get in the middle of your marriage. So that means you know." He exhaled heavily. "I've seen her with someone. Once. I didn't want to tell you." My pulse pounded in my ears. "Who?" "I don't know his name." I clenched my fists. "Darren." His eyes widened. "How?" "I just know." He hesitated, then whispered, "Ethan, what's happening to you?" I looked at the ceiling. I wish I knew. The rain started again outside. Each drop felt like a heartbeat I couldn't control. I wasn't just hearing things. I was hearing truth. When I finally got home, the house smelled like lavender and lies. Clara turned from the kitchen counter, smiling faintly. "You're back early. How's your head?" "It hurts," I said, "but not as much as everything else." She laughed softly, but her thoughts were sharp. "Good. He's moving slower now. It'll make things easier." I kept my face blank. "You cooked." "Of course. You need rest and proper meals." "Never cooked before," I said. "Not since our wedding year." Her smile didn't fade. "I'm trying to help. I need him calm until the papers are ready." I took a seat, pretending to eat. "This tastes good." "Thank you." We ate in silence. The only sound was the clink of cutlery and her thoughts swirling like smoke. "I have to move the meeting with Darren. He can't know yet. Not until I have everything signed." "Rough day?" I asked. "Always," she said. "You know how work is? With Darren Vale?" Her fork froze. "What?" "You mentioned him last month. Said he was smart." "Oh, yes, he's one of our executives." "Why?" I leaned back. "Just curious. He knows something." "Stay calm. Smile." I smiled back. "You look tense." "I'm fine." "No," I said softly. "You're not." Her lips tightened. "You're imagining things again. Maybe." She looked away, muttering, "I can't do this tonight." "Then don't." She grabbed her purse and keys. "I have work to finish at the office." "At this hour?" "Yes," she said coldly. "Some of us have responsibilities." Our thoughts trailed behind her like poison. "Darren will be waiting. I have to keep him patient." "Just a few more days." When the door shut, I turned on my phone's recorder. My voice was shaky. "Day 1, I whispered. "She's lying." I sat in the dark, staring at the front door until the clock hit midnight. When she came home, I pretended to be asleep. I heard her heels click, her breath steady, her thoughts spinning. He doesn't suspect how deep this goes. Just a little longer. I wanted to scream, but instead I whispered into my pillow. "I hear everything now, Clara. Every damn word." The next morning, Liam called. "How's recovery?" "Physically. Fine. Mentally. I'm walking through fire," he sighed. "You sound off." "Are you sure you're not overthinking?" "I'm sure," I said. "She's hiding something big." "What kind of something?" "Money, business, Darren Vale." I paused. "Her coworker? Her lover?" "Ethan, I'm not guessing." "I know. I hear it." "What do you mean, you hear it?" "I can hear her thoughts, Liam," he groaned. "You hit your head, bro? Maybe I'm not crazy?" I shouted. "I'm telling you, she's planning to take everything." I silence. Then he said quietly, "Okay, suppose you're right. What will you do?" "I'll wait," I said. "I'll make her think she's winning." "Doesn't sound like you." "It isn't," I admitted. "But neither is this life anymore." After we hung up, I sat by the window. Clara came downstairs, dressed perfectly as always. "You're up early," she said. "I couldn't sleep." She poured coffee. "Don't slip up now." "He's watching too closely." I asked. "Big day?" "Board meeting," she said smoothly. "With Darren." She flinched. "Why do you keep asking about him?" "No reason," I said. "He just seems important to you." "He's not," she said too quickly. "He's everything. Without him, I can't finish this." I sipped my coffee, letting the bitterness burn my throat. "Well, tell him I said hi." She blinked. "Why would I do that?" "I don't know," I said. "You talk about him enough." She grabbed her purse. "You're acting paranoid again." "Maybe you need more rest." "Maybe," I said, standing. "Maybe I just need clarity." Her eyes narrowed. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing. Just thinking out loud. It's getting suspicious. I need to speed this up." I watched her walk out the door. My hand trembled as I picked up my phone again. Day 2, I recorded quietly. She's meeting Darren. Confirming betrayal. By evening, she came home glowing. I didn't ask where she'd been. She didn't offer. We sat opposite each other on the couch, the silence thick enough to choke on. She broke it first. "Are you going back to work soon?" "I might," I said. "Once I fix things, Fix what? Our accounts. I lied. I think some transfers went missing. Her pupils shrank. He found it. No, he can't have. I erased the trail. I smiled. You look nervous. I'm fine, she said too fast. I leaned forward. Clara, if something's wrong, just tell me. Nothing's wrong, she snapped. Everything's wrong. He's too close. She stood abruptly and walked away. That night, as she slept, I whispered into the recorder again. Day 3. She's cracking. Her breathing was calm. But her thoughts whispered through the dark like ghosts. Please, don't make me choose between love and survival. Love. Survival. 2 words that used to mean the same thing to me. Now they didn't. I stared at her in the dim light and decided I wouldn't confront her. Not yet. I'd wait. I'd listen, and I'd make her confess without saying a single word. Asterisk, the dining room felt like a stage tonight. Clara smiled at everyone as if she had practiced the exact curve of her lips for this moment. Everyone? More wine? She asked, voice smooth. Please, Olivia said softly. This soup is lovely, Clara. Thank you, Clara said, beaming. Once the transfer is done, I'll leave him. The thought sank into me like cold water. I kept my face still. Liam nudged my knee under the table. You okay? He whispered. I'm fine, I lied, cutting my food. My hand was tight on the fork. This is nice of you to come. Olivia's eyes met mine briefly. She looked tired. Darren couldn't make it, she said, voice small. Work kept him late. It's too bad, Clara said. He had an important presentation. He can't be trusted. Not anymore. Olivia's thought floated through my head, clear and small. She blinked and smiled at Clara with forced warmth. I forced a laugh. So, Olivia, how have you been handling things at home? She hesitated. It's been a lot. Darren's been distant. People change, Clara said lightly. Change or choose? Darren will help me choose. Her thought made my stomach turn. Sophie texted me, mid-salad. I kept my phone face down. Later I read, you should rest. Talk to someone if you need. Sophie, did you hear about the merger? Another guest asked. Big moves at the firm. Clara smiled and explained. We have to be careful with assets. Timing is everything. My fork clattered when I set it down too hard. Timing? I echoed yes, she said. One wrong day, and deals fall apart. Her eyes flicked to the doorway where Olivia stared at her hands. Just a few more signatures, Clara thought. Then Freedom Liam watched me. You're quiet tonight, Ethan. I was thinking about work, I said. Numbers, transfers, timing. He raised an eyebrow. Everything all right with the accounts? Maybe, I said. Maybe someone is moving money without telling me. Clara's laugh sounded light. You always do drama with finances. Not drama, I replied. Facts. She thinks she'll get away with it. I heard her think, cold as steel. I swallowed and tried to remain calm. Olivia excused herself and went to the kitchen. I heard her mutter into her phone, I'm worried. I have to know if he's lying. Her voice was not meant for me, but I heard the tremor anyway. Is Darren involved with company clients? Someone asked. He's involved, Clara said. But everything is handled legally, of course. Legally. I erased traces, she thought. I covered it with a loop no one suspects. The confidence in that thought made my skin crawl. Liam leaned forward. Ethan, if you think something's wrong, report it. I will, I said. I just need proof. I don't want to accuse without proof. You and your proof, Clara said softly. You should trust people more. Trust is earned, I said. The room went quiet. If he knew what I know, he'd break me, she thought. Olivia returned and sat down, her face pale. I didn't like the look of Darren's messages today, she said. He was secretive. He'd be secretive and innocent, Clara said quickly. Maybe, Olivia murmured. He hides things. He smiles and lies. I felt something inside me shift. A quiet, steady calm replaced the shaking. I'm done playing dumb, I said softly. If someone is taking money, I will find out. Clara's fork paused. You don't have any proof, she said. Not yet. But I will. I looked at her. And when I do, I won't scream. I won't beg. I'll act quietly. The room swallowed that. Olivia's hand tightened. Liam's jaw clenched. Clara's smile faltered. In my head, I heard her thought like a jagged stone. He can't ruin this for me. Not now. I felt the dangerous calm grow like cold iron. Oh. You want a war? I whispered inside myself, not quite in a voice she could hear. Fine, I'll give you one. Dessert. Someone offered, but I didn't want anything sweet. Later, when we left, Liam walked me to the car. You okay to drive? He asked. Yes, I said. I'm better. Sophie texted again after I got home. Call me if you need to talk. I'm worried. I read it. That night, I sat awake and planned. With patient fire, I would listen. I would wait. I would collect the proof. Then I would move. I would not let her leave without paying the price. The next few days blurred together. Emails, passwords, shadows. I barely slept. Clara, I said one night while she brushed her hair, who handles the offshore accounts now? She glanced at me in the mirror. You did. Until your accident. So you changed access. She smiled faintly. Temporarily. You need to rest. Rest until it's too late. Her thoughts stung. I kept my tone light. Maybe I should check anyway. Old habits. She shrugged. Suit yourself. When she left for work, I opened her laptop. She'd forgotten to log out. Emails glowed like confessions, transfers hidden under consulting fees. Messages to Darren with phrases like final move and once he's ready to sign. I whispered, You really did it. Later I met Liam at a cafe. I found her emails. He leaned forward. Enough to prove it. Not yet. But close. What's your plan? I'll listen longer. Her mind leaks truth when she thinks no one's looking. Sighed. You're turning into a ghost, Ethan. Maybe. That's what she made me. When I got home that night, she was already there, wineglass in hand. Where were you? Just out. With who? My brother, she laughed. I hope you weren't talking about me. Always, I said. She didn't notice the edge in my voice. He's getting paranoid again. I looked at her. You don't trust me either, should I? She said coolly. Maybe not. We sat in silence until she went upstairs. I stayed in the dark and opened her email again from my phone. One new message from Darren. Meet tomorrow. Hotel Alden. Final papers. I forwarded it to myself. Proof in progress. At midnight, she returned to bed. I pretended to sleep. Her breathing slowed, but her thoughts spoke clear as bells. If he finds out, he'll hate me forever. The words cut deeper than the betrayal itself. There was fear there. Regret, not guilt alone. I stared at the ceiling. Why would you fear me hating you if you never loved me? I whispered under my breath. She shifted but did not wake. Morning came gray and silent. Over breakfast, I said, Do you believe people can do wrong for the right reasons? She looked up slowly. What kind of question is that? Just a curious one. I guess so, she said softly. Sometimes you hurt someone to save them. Her thought followed. If only he knew why I'm doing this. My spoon froze midair. What are you trying to save me from? Her eyes narrowed. What? You said sometimes you hurt someone to save them. I was speaking in general. Sure, I said, but it sounded personal. She stood and grabbed her coat. I don't have time for philosophy. When she left, I called Marcus, my old friend who knew how to dig. I need records, I told him. Bank movements under Clara Cross or Darren Vale. That sounds messy, he said. You sure you want to open that box? It's already open. I'll see what I can do. By evening, he sent screenshots, money routes I didn't recognize. Numbers that looked like betrayal in digital form, Sophie called just after. Mr. Cross? It's Sophie. Dr. Hanley asked if you've had any strange symptoms. Define strange. Headaches, voices, dreams. Yeah, I said quietly. All of them. Then you should come in. I said. I'm in the middle of something. Please, she said. You sound tired. Tired's an upgrade. He's breaking. Her thought whispered through the phone. I almost laughed. Even over calls, I heard them now. That night, Clara returned late. I waited in the living room. Long day. Exhausting, she said. She poured wine. You were at the office? Yes, with Darren. Her glass froze midair. Ethan, stop this, I just asked. Don't turn everything into an interrogation. I'm just looking for truth. Her voice shook. I'm trying to protect you, okay? From what? From yourself. Then why does it feel like you're saving me by destroying me? She looked away. I don't expect you to understand. He'll never forgive me if he learns the real reason. I took a step closer. Then explain it. I can't. You won't. Ethan, she said. Eyes wet now. You think this is simple, but it's not. Then make it simple. Tell me the truth. Sometimes truth is the cruelest thing you can give, her thought echoed. He doesn't know about the deal, about what Darren did. He thinks I'm the enemy. My heart pounded. What deal? What? She snapped. I didn't say anything. Yes, you did, I whispered. I heard you. You're imagining again. No, I said. I know everything. She stepped back. You're scaring me. Good, I said. Because I'm scared too. For a moment, neither of us moved. Then she set down her glass and walked upstairs without a word. When I was alone, I played her recorded emails again. Each message sounded like a sentence from a story. I was too afraid to finish. At 2 a.m, Marcus texted, Found something. Meet me tomorrow, I typed back. Where? Hotel Alden. Room 312. Same place as her meeting. The air left my lungs. She and I were chasing the same ghost, but for different reasons. I lay beside her sleeping form. Her hand rested lightly on my arm. For a moment, I almost believed in the old days, again the quiet mornings, the easy laughs. Then her mind whispered in dreams, Please forgive me when you know. I closed my eyes. Maybe she was trapped too. Maybe this was a web neither of us wove alone. Or maybe I was just a fool clinging to a ghost of love already dead. Either way, the truth was coming, and I was done running from it. Marcus met me outside the Hotel Alden. The air smelled like rain and regret. He handed me a small device. Bug for audio. Stick it under a table. You'll hear everything. Thanks, I said. How sure are you about this room? Room 312. Her name's on the reservation. I looked up at the glowing windows. She's really here. Marcus sighed. You ready for what you might hear? I don't think anyone's ever ready for that, he nodded. Call if you need backup. I walked through the hotel lobby, pretending I belonged. My heart was hammering. I found 312 and stood by the slightly open door. Clara's voice drifted out. You said we'd be done by now. Darren's tone was smooth, oily. Patience. I told you, once the transfer clears, everything's yours. She believes me, his thought pulsed in my head. Foolish woman. After tomorrow, I'll vanish. My hand tightened on the doorframe. Clara sighed. I can't keep lying to him. He suspects. And keep him distracted, Darren said. He's weak now. Don't lose focus. She's cracking, he thought. I'll have to push harder. Her voice broke slightly. You said you loved me. I do. He lied easily. You're everything to me, his thought whispered. Just until I get the last transfer. Then she's done. I almost stepped inside right then. But I stopped. I needed more. Proof, not emotion, she said. Once it's over, I want to leave with you. You will, he said, brushing her hand. You'll be left with nothing. My stomach turned. For the first time, I felt pity for her. She had betrayed me, yes, but she was standing beside someone worse. I whispered under my breath. You're not the hunter, Clara. You're the bait. I slipped my phone into record mode and stepped back just as Marcus texted. You hearing this? Everything, I replied. Inside, Clara said, Ethan will find out. He's not stupid. Then let him, Darren said. He's powerless. What can he do? I heard her thoughts then, faint and trembling. Maybe he deserves better than both of us. I blinked hard. That single line hit deeper than all the rest. Darren's voice sharpened. "Hey, don't go soft on me." "I'm not," she said quickly. "You sound like it," he said. "If she grows a conscience now, I'll bury her with him." I backed away from the door before I broke it down. My phone buzzed again, Marcus calling. I answered quietly. "You've got enough," he said. "Let's go before someone notices." "No," I whispered. "I'm not done, Ethan. I need to see his face when he realizes he's not the only one who knows the game." "Don't do something stupid," Marcus warned. "I already did," I said. I loved her. I hung up and walked in. The room went still. Clara's eyes widened. "Ethan." Darren straightened. "What the hell?" "Go on," I said. "Don't let me interrupt your meeting." Clara's hands trembled. "This isn't what it looks like." "Then tell me what it is." "Business," Darren said quickly. "We were finalizing a deal." "Right," I said. "You mean the deal where you drain my company through fake accounts?" His smile faltered. "I don't know what you're talking about." "You shouldn't know." She must have told him. I smirked. "I hear everything now, Darren. You'd be surprised what people think when they lie." His eyes narrowed. "You're crazy," maybe I said. "But I'm not deaf to truth anymore," Clara whispered. "Ethan, please, don't do this here." "Why not?" "The truth loves company." "Let's talk outside," she begged. Darren stepped forward. "She doesn't owe you anything." "Oh, she owes me plenty," I said. "But so do you." He laughed coldly. "You're pathetic." His mind hissed behind his smirk. "If he pushes me, I'll make him disappear too." I chuckled. "Try it." "What?" I said, "Try it," I repeated softly. "You've been planning to take her down after me, haven't you?" He blinked. "You're insane." Clara turned to him, terrified. "What does he mean?" He hesitated just a second too long. "That," I said. "That's what I mean." Her eyes filled with tears. "You used me? Clara, answer me." His silence was her answer. I stepped closer to him. "Funny thing about lies," I said. "They echo louder in your head when someone like me can hear them." He paled. "You're bluffing." "Am I?" I said, tapping my temple. "You're thinking right now about the offshore account in your name. The one ending in 612. The one you plan to empty tonight?" He froze. Clara turned toward him, shaking. "You said it was temporary?" He muttered. "It was business. Business." She shouted, "You ruined me." I watched her crumble, and for a moment, I almost pitied her again. "You both deserve each other," I said. "But not even you, Clara, deserve this snake." She turned toward me, tears streaking her face. "Ethan, I don't," I said quietly. "You already said enough when you whispered his name." Darren tried to push past me, but Marcus appeared at the doorway. "I'd rethink that." Darren froze again. I looked at him one last time. "I could ruin you both right now, but I want you to understand what real fear feels like first." Then I left, the sound of Clara's sobs following me down the hallway. Outside, Marcus exhaled. "You good?" "No," I said. "But I see things clearly now." He looked at me. "So what's next?" I watched the rain fall on the street. "Now," I said, "I decide if I'm judge or if I'm mercy." Marcus parked 2 streets away from Clara's office. "You sure about this?" he asked. "I'm past sure," I said. "I'm done being their victim." He handed me a small transmitter. "You're basically feeding them bait now. It's the point," I said. "I want Darren to believe Clara's about to transfer everything." "You're using her," Marcus said. "I'm using his greed," I corrected. "She's just the path." Inside, my stomach churned. "This is chess," I whispered. "Every move counts." Marcus stared at me. "This isn't you, Ethan. Maybe it's the me she made," I said, stepping out of the car. Later that night, I sat across from Clara at the kitchen table. She stirred her tea without looking at me. "You're quiet again," she said. "I'm thinking," I replied. "About what?" "Our accounts," I said. "I moved some money today. Consolidated things." Her hand trembled. "Without telling me?" "I thought you'd like the surprise. He's hiding something." "Did he find the transfers?" Her thought flickered like a warning light. I smiled faintly. You look nervous? I'm not. Yes, you are. I just don't like surprises, she said. Neither do I replied. She pushed her chair back. I have to go. Another meeting? Yes. With Darren. She froze for half a second. Work, she said, voice flat. He knows something. Stay calm, she thought. I leaned back, acting casual. Tell him I said hi. Aim. Her eyes narrowed. You're different lately. How so? To calm, she said. It's unsettling. I shrugged. Maybe I've accepted things. She studied me, then grabbed her coat. I'll be late. After she left, Marcus called. Everything set? She's spooked, I said. That's good? You sure this won't blow up? It might, I said. But Darren will think she's transferring everything tomorrow. He'll rush. You're feeding him through her? Yes, I said quietly. Every word I plant in her head, she leaks to him. That's playing God, Marcus said. I know, I whispered, and it feels ugly. That night, Clara returned home past midnight. She found me awake on the couch. Still up? She asked. Couldn't sleep? Work stress? Something like that. She hesitated. Do you hate me? I looked at her. Do you want the truth? Yes, she whispered. I don't know what I feel anymore, her thought echoed. He's slipping away. If he leaves first, I lose everything. I stood and walked past her. Good night, Clara. In bed, I heard her silent plea in her head. Please don't make me choose between him and survival. I shut my eyes. Too late, I whispered. The next day, I called Marcus. He took the bait. Hook, line, sinker, Marcus said. Darren called his banker twice already. Good, I said. Tomorrow, he'll show his hand. You're sure you're ready? No, I said. But I'm done being scared. That evening, Clara approached me at dinner. Why are you smiling like that? I'm just tired, I said. You're lying, she said. I know that smile. You've planned something. Funny, I said. I thought you were the one planning. I don't understand you anymore, she muttered. He's too calm. He knows something, she thought. You will, I said softly. Soon, her fork clattered on the plate. You're scaring me. I'm scaring myself, I replied. She whispered, Ethan, what are you doing? Waiting, I said, and watching. She tried to meet my eyes, but looked away first. I'd have a meeting tonight, I know. With who? You tell me, I said. She swallowed hard. You're playing with me. No, I said. I'm playing with him, Darren. She whispered, You said his name. I said. Her face went pale. I know everything, I said quietly. More than you think. She backed away. Ethan, please. I'm not here to hurt you, I said. I just want the truth. Held in her eyes. Then stop this. Stop what? Whatever game you're playing? I'm ending it, I said. Tomorrow? She stared at me, trembling. What happens tomorrow? You'll see, I said softly. He will too. She whispered, I don't know who you are anymore. I don't either, I said. Her thought followed me as she left the room. He's not the same man. He's something else now. I sat alone at the table, hands steady, heart cold. Marcus texted. Ready? I typed back. Tomorrow. The screen glowed in my palm like a loaded gun. I had been judge, witness, and victim. Tomorrow, I'd be executioner, or maybe something worse, and for the first time since my fall, I felt nothing. Asterisk, the restaurant lights were low, perfect for lies and revelations. I sat at the center of the table, watching Clara, Darren, and Olivia take their seats like unwilling actors. Thank you all for coming, I said. Clara frowned. Why are we here, Ethan? Closure, I said. And honesty. Darren gave a tight smile. Sounds dramatic. Truth usually is. Olivia looked between us, confused. I don't understand. Why am I here? You will, I said softly. Clara's fingers twisted around her napkin. This feels unnecessary. Maybe, I said, but necessary things rarely feel comfortable. A waiter poured wine. Nobody touched it. So, I said, leaning forward, let's talk about betrayal. Clara stiffened. Ethan, please not yours, I said. At least not yet. I meant Darren's. Darren laughed lightly. Betrayal? Big word. Big crime, I said. You play both sides well. My company, my wife, and your wife, impressive juggling. Olivia turned sharply. What? He blinked. Don't start, smiled faintly. Go ahead, Darren. Tell her about the offshore accounts. About the stolen transfers. Or should I? Olivia's voice shook. You told me you were done with that company. I am, he snapped. No, I said. You were never done. You were cashing out behind everyone's back, including her, Clara whispered. Ethan, stop. Why? Afraid the truth will ruin dinner? Her thoughts spilled through her fear. Please, not like this. Don't destroy him in front of everyone. Funny, I said. You protect him even now. She turned pale. You don't understand. I understand perfectly, I cut in. You were planning to leave me for him. Transfer my company shares to him. And he was planning to leave you the second he got what he wanted. Olivia gasped. Is that true? Of course not, Darren said, jaw tight. He's bluffing. He can't prove it, his mind hissed. I smirked. Proof? You mean these? I slid my phone across the table. Recordings, emails, bank trails. Clara's hand shook. You recorded us? I listened, I said. It's what I do now. Her voice trembled. Ethan, please tell her, I said, pointing to Olivia. Tell her what you and her husband did. I can't, she whispered. Then I will, I said. Darren slammed the table. Enough. You think you can play detective? I already won, I said quietly. His thoughts snarled. If I take him out now, none of this matters. I stared at him. Try it, I said softly. I dare you. He froze, realizing I'd heard him. Olivia rose, shaking. You're disgusting, she said to Darren. All those nights you said you loved me, were they just practice lies? Liv, wait, no. She shouted. You ruined everything for greed. Clara buried her face in her hands. Stop it, please. Why? I asked. This is the truth you both chose, Clara sobbed. I didn't want it to end this way. I leaned forward. How did you want it to end, Clara? With me signing everything over? With him vanishing into another woman's life? Her shoulders shook. You think I wanted this? I was scared. Darren said he could protect me. From what? I demanded from you. She cried. I froze. From me. She nodded weakly. You were slipping away even before the accident. You stopped looking at me. I thought you hated me. Her mind echoed in broken rhythm. I still love him, but he'll never forgive me. The words cut through me like glass. I whispered, you love me? Tears streaked her face. I never stopped. But I was stupid. Weak. He promised a way out, and I believed him. Olivia's voice was bitter. And you both ruined 2 marriages. Clara turned to her. You're right. Darren glared. Enough of this melodrama. I'm leaving. No, I said sharply. You're staying until I'm finished. His jaw tightened. What do you want from me? Nothing, I said. Just to watch everything you built fall apart. You won't go to the police, he said, trying to sound sure. I smiled. You think that's the only punishment? He frowned. What do you mean? I'm giving your files to Olivia, I said. Let her decide what happens to you. I turned to her in panic. Olivia, please don't, she said. Don't you dare say my name. I watched him crumble. For a moment, I felt no satisfaction, only emptiness. Clara whispered, You got what you wanted. Please stop. No, I said. I wanted truth. This is just aftermath. She looked at me through tears. What happens now? I don't know, I said honestly. I thought revenge would feel clean. It doesn't. Olivia stood. I'm done here. She threw her napkin down and left. Darren slumped in his chair, silent. Clara reached for me, but I pulled away. Ethan, I can't. I said softly. Not tonight, her voice cracked. I never wanted you to get hurt. You didn't think I'd bleed when you stabbed me. She closed her eyes. I deserve this. Maybe, I said, but I don't want to be your executioner anymore. She whispered, then what are you? Broken, I said. Just like you. The silence that followed was heavy, but not hateful. Just human. When I finally stood, she didn't stop me. Behind me, her thoughts lingered like a ghost. Maybe this is love hurting the one person who still sees you. For once, I didn't respond. I just walked away. The courtroom smelled like old paper and endings. I sat there listening to the clock tick while everything I'd built collapsed quietly, cleanly, like it was meant to. Darren stood across the room, wrists cuffed, his lawyer whispering frantically. His face had lost that arrogant shine. Mr. Vale, the judge said, voice cold, you are sentenced to 8 years in prison for fraud, embezzlement, and falsification of financial records. He tried to speak, but his voice broke. This isn't fair. I almost laughed. Fair. The officer led him away. Our eyes met once. He didn't look angry, just scared. He didn't think I'd really do it. Clara sat beside me, silent. Her hands trembled in her lap, a stack of divorce papers between them. It's over, I whispered. She nodded. For him, maybe, for both of us. She looked at me, eyes red but dry. You turned him in? I gave the evidence to Marcus, I said. He handled the rest. You destroyed him. He destroyed himself, I said. I just opened the window and let karma in. She looked down. You always make revenge sound poetic. It's not, I said. It's just quiet. The silence stretched until the clerk came over. Mr. and Mrs. Cross, he said. You can finalize now. She hesitated. Can we not today? I can't keep dragging this, I said softly. Neither of us can. She nodded slowly and stood. The pen shook in her hand as she signed her name. I watched the ink dry. That was how our marriage ended, not in screams, but in silence. She whispered, You've got your peace. I don't feel peaceful. Her thought brushed against my mind, faint but clear. He deserves peace. Even if it's without me. I swallowed hard. You still think I can't forgive you? Can you? She asked, voice trembling. I don't know anymore, I admitted. Forgiveness isn't what I thought it was. It's not forgetting, she said. It's living without needing revenge. And you? I asked. Can you forgive yourself? She smiled sadly. I stopped trying. I just want you to be okay. I looked at her. Really looked. She wasn't the cold woman who'd betrayed me. She was just tired, lost, human. Clara, I said quietly, why didn't you ever tell me the truth before? Because I was ashamed, she said. And because I thought you'd hate me more for admitting I was weak, I sighed. You were right. She flinched, and for a second, I hated myself for saying it. I'm sorry, I said quickly. That wasn't fair. No, she whispered. It was honest. The judge called for the next case. We stepped out into the hallway, surrounded by strangers with their own stories of endings. Marcus waited near the exit. You did it, he said. I don't feel like I did, I said. It feels like something died in me too. That's how justice works sometimes, he said. It doesn't heal. It balances. It balances, I repeated. Right. He handed me an envelope. The last of the statements. Darren's company's gone. Assets seized. Good, I said flatly. Ethan, he said carefully, don't stay in that darkness too long. It eats people alive. I know, I said. But maybe I belong there now, Clara spoke softly. No one belongs there. Marcus gave me a long look, then nodded and walked away. We stood outside under the cloudy sky. She crossed her arms, shivering. You should go home, I said. Where's that? She asked. Anywhere but here? She gave a faint smile. You always knew how to make things sound final. It's the only thing I know how to do now. She reached into her purse and handed me her wedding ring. I kept it, she said. Even when I didn't deserve it. I held it for a second. It felt heavier than gold should. I don't need it anymore, I said, handing it back. Her eyes filled, but she nodded. Goodbye, Ethan. I watched her walk away until the crowd swallowed her. Her last thought lingered faintly, going like a whisper across the distance. I still love him. For a moment, I wanted to run after her, but I didn't. Some ghosts don't want saving, they just want to rest. I turned toward the courthouse steps. Reporters shouted questions about Darren, about the case, about revenge. I ignored them. Outside, the city noise felt muffled, like the world had turned down its volume for me. I walked to the curb, staring at the people passing by. None of them knew the cost of silence, the weight of truth. When Marcus's car pulled up, I didn't move. You coming? He asked. Not yet. He nodded once and drove off. I stood there until the rain started. It felt clean, almost kind, for the first time. I didn't hear anyone's thoughts, no whispers, no noise, no guilt bleeding through. Just rain. Maybe that was my punishment. Or maybe it was mercy. Either way, I was finally alone with myself, and that silence was louder than anything I'd ever heard. Asterisk. Time doesn't heal everything, it just teaches you how to live with the ache. Months slipped by like quiet ghosts. My head was clearer now. The voices had grown faint, fading like radio static at the edge of a dying signal. Sophie said it was progress. I wasn't sure. During one of our sessions, she asked gently, "Do you still hear them?" Sometimes I said, "But it's softer now. Like echoes underwater." She nodded. "Maybe it's your mind letting go. Or maybe it's punishing me less," I said with a half smile. She leaned forward. "You still think of Clara?" "Every day," I admitted. "But not the way I used to." "What way is that?" "With anger. Or longing. Now it's quiet." She smiled faintly. "That's growth. Or numbness." "Ethan," she said softly, "you can't rebuild if you keep staring at the ruins." "I'm not rebuilding," I said. "I'm just trying to stand." Later, as I left her office, the wind felt different, less heavy. The world moved again without my permission, and for the first time, I didn't resist it. Liam visited that weekend, dropping a bag of groceries on my table like a clumsy offering. "You look less haunted," said. "Haunted suits me," I said. "Not anymore. You need sunlight, not ghosts." "I have a balcony," I muttered. He grinned. "A balcony isn't therapy. Come out with me." "Grab a beer?" I quit drinking. "Since when?" "Since I realized I used it to forget." Sat down beside me. "So what do you do now?" "I remember," I said. He whistled. "That sounds worse." "It is," I said, smiling faintly. "But it's honest." He looked at me carefully. "You still miss her?" "Yes," I said. "But not her lies. Just her laughter. The way she used to look at me before everything fell apart."
Ow.
Liam sighed. "People change. Or maybe they just reveal who they really were," I said quietly. He clapped my shoulder. "Either way, you survived." "I'm not sure survival counts as living," I said. "Then start small," he said. "Eat something that isn't instant noodles. Text someone who isn't me." I laughed for the first time in weeks. "Fine, but only because you're annoying," he grinned. Progress. Days passed gently after that. I started walking to the park in the mornings, sitting on the same bench by the pond. It became my ritual, just breathing, existing, without reading anyone's thoughts. The silence was a gift I hadn't appreciated before. One morning, Sophie joined me there unexpectedly. "You're early," she said. "Couldn't sleep." "Nightmares?" "Memories," I said. "But they're softer now. That's good." I looked at the water. "Do you ever wonder what happens after truth? After everything's exposed?" She thought for a moment. "You learn who you are without illusions." I nodded slowly. "Then maybe that's what this is. Learning who I am now?" She smiled. "And who is that?" "Someone trying to forgive without forgetting." A week later, I saw Clara again. It was at a small cafe downtown. She was sitting alone by the window, a coffee untouched before her. Her hair was shorter, her frame thinner. The sparkle she once had was gonna burned out or buried. For a long moment, I just watched her. Then, as if sensing me, she looked up. Our eyes met. She froze, startled, then managed a small, uncertain smile. I walked over slowly. "Clara." "Ethan," she said quietly. "You look different. So do you." We stood there in silence until she gestured to the seat across from her. "Do you want to sit?" "Sure." We didn't touch. The space between us felt like a grave neither of us dared step into. "How are you?" I asked. "Surviving," she said. "Trying to make peace with myself." "Any success?" She smiled sadly. "Some days, yes. Most days, no." I nodded. "I know the feeling." "You look better," she said softly. "Healthier." "I'm trying," I said. "Sophie helps. Liam too." "That's good," she said. "You deserve peace." Her thought drifted across the table. Unguarded and honest. He's better without me. For the first time, her thoughts didn't sting. They felt kind. "Maybe," I said softly. "But you helped me find it, even if you didn't mean to." She looked down. "I never stopped regretting it." "I know," I said. "I heard it." Her eyes filled, but she didn't cry. "Do you still hate me?" "No," I said. "I forgave you. For me." She asked. "For me," I said, because I got tired of bleeding for something that was already dead. She nodded slowly. "You always had a stronger heart." "I just learned to let it break properly," I said. We sat in silence. The world outside moved on cars. Laughter. Life. She finally whispered. "If things were different, they're not," I said gently. "And maybe that's okay." She smiled faintly. "You're right," stood sliding my chair back quietly. "Take care of yourself, Clara. You too, Ethan." As I walked away, her voice trembled behind me. "I hope you find someone who never makes you doubt love again." I didn't turn around. Some things don't need answers. Outside, the sunlight felt warmer than I remembered. My mind was quiet, peaceful, for the first time. I smiled not because of what I'd gained, but because of what I'd finally let go. I thought back to everything I'd lost: love, trust, innocence, and realized those weren't the true losses. The real tragedy had been the version of myself that couldn't forgive. Now, standing in the light, I finally could. Because sometimes, knowing the truth doesn't free you. It teaches you who you choose to become after it, and I chose to be whole again.